Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, I'm playing the Tier 10 Pan-European Destroyer Holland. Matchmaking's decent. A little bit of radar in the form of a Cleveland, a Des Moines, and a Smolensk. And there is a CV in the game, but no caps to contest, which is kind of nice. Very often on this map, you'll see a cap due north of my position, sitting between the Echo and Foxtrot line at 7 and 8. So I don't have to push up into that. Now, we've only got 2 destroyers per team. There are no subs, thank goodness. But I've got to play pretty cautiously because there's a lot of blapping power there. They've got a couple of Masashis, a Des Moines, a Yoshino. Now, Yoshino generally is going to stay pretty far away from big battleship guns, but huge blap potential. That thing's accurate. The guns hit hard. There's a Johann de Witt, so I can't really sit behind an island in Daka Daka if he's around because he can just airstrike me. And as good as the AA on the Holland is, it's not going to stop an entire strike. Smolensk, of course, has an incredibly insane gun reload on top of having radar. And it's divisioned with the Des Moines, which is, well, that's a big threat. So when I see one or the other, I have to imagine that the other half of that division is probably not too far away. Now I'm going to throw some torps preemptively, just kind of where the radio location indicator is pointing. Now, if there was a cap here, I probably wouldn't do that. I'd want to see where the red ships are first. But I'm not planning on getting too close. This is about it. I'm going to start turning around here. I don't really have support here yet. And I run smack into the Smolensk, so I'm imagining that Des Moines is probably close. And look at the look at the reload on the Smolensk. So I've just got to angle and let this fire burn for a little bit. I took out my engine, so I really kind of had to repair. Now I just have to hope and pray that I don't get blapped. There's the Des Moines. You saw the shots coming in from him. And I'm just wiggling the ship, hoping to avoid getting finished off here in the early going. There's the Smolensk radar. And I just have to get out of range. He's going to come as far south as he can, but it's not going to be enough. And I lost the better part of what, 5,500 HP there. Definitely hurt. But I did survive. Meanwhile, on the other side, our Yugamo ran into the Neustrashimi. You can see both on the minimap there. Kind of decided that's enough of that and turned around. I've got a Magi here to help now, but he's sitting broadside to a Masashi and a Lion. So it's questionable how long he's going to be in the game. You can see the shots coming in. And I'm just keeping vision of the Des Moines, keeping an eye on my radio location indicator. And the reason I'm really paying close attention to that, even more so than usual, is that it's not impossible that the Smolensk might cross to the east and try to get around to the side. And you can see he gets detected there briefly. And our Mogami, amazingly, has an opportunity to finish off the enemy CV, who pushed way too far forward. I kind of have to wonder if maybe he just wasn't paying attention. Didn't realize he was moving forward. Was too focused on his aircraft. And anyway, we're less than 5 minutes into the game, and the enemy CV's gone. So of course, we have reason to hope. The Amagi that I was talking about a minute ago, you can see he's almost dead. And no disrespect to the player, that was kind of a crazy move to push up and then show flat broadside to Musashi in particular, but to 2 battleships. So you can see we got Georgia and Izumo there, and Amagi gets finished off by the Des Moines, which no surprise. And it does look like Smollett is coming around the corner. So what I'm going to try and do here is I'm going to try to use this island that's just to, well, my port side, your right side. And I'm going to try and catch him as he comes around the corner of this island. Now I should have some help here. As the Yoshino torpedoes take out our De Grosse. And that's not good at all. So we've lost the Amagi and the De Grosse. Still on par. I think we're doing okay at this point because the enemy team has lost their CV, but and there's the Smollett. Georgia is in position to be able to get guns on him. And I don't have any choice but to open up here. I'm just going to move forward, try to get behind the island, because I cannot win a gunfight with a Smollett. It just isn't going to happen. I think I'm going to get him with one. Yep. You can see he's trying to heal, but our Georgia secondaries take him out. So that's huge. Now both teams down 2 ships. We are down Friedrich de Grosse and Amagi. And the bad guys are down Shikaku and Smollett, which is, that's a big deal. I'm really, really happy about that. Having Des Moines on this side was bad enough. Des Moines and Smollett at the same time, brutal. And now I can move forward a little bit more. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up the 9 line. My guns aren't going to make really any significant difference against the Des Moines there, but if I can get up to that gap along the between, or I guess it's the echo line between 8 and 9, I might be able to cross torp. And I think the Musashi's probably aware of that, so it won't surprise me to see them really rush forward. You can see, it looks like that's what he's doing. Enemy Cleveland takes out our Napoli. We're down 3 ships, and we're down 100 points. I'm really not liking where our Ruprecht is at. I'm asking for help with the DM. I don't know why the Georgia came out this way. No idea. He can't put guns on anything. He may get eyes on the Des Moines before this is over. But the big threat right now is 2 battleships that are racing through that gap, at least in my opinion. I'm wondering if that's a hydro that's picked up Des Moines, or whether Georgia's got him detected now. Ruprecht does burn down the Bismarck, but he goes down to fire himself. We are now down 4 ships. Bad guys are down 3. Still down 100 points, and we lose our Izumo to big shot from Minnesota. We're now down 5 ships, and if I'm being honest, this isn't looking too good at this point. Got battleships making a push. All we have there is Goliath and Eger. Georgia he's in position to be able to get broadsides, but I don't know how effective he's going to be. Now I have to decide whether to try and throw torpedoes through this gap, and I think I'm not. He may slow down, but I might get 1 torpedo through, probably at best. Let's try this again. Maybe I can get torpedoes through the gap here. Well, Lion is, and I'm hoping I can stay out of sight here. Thought the island would cover me, but it didn't. So I'm detected just briefly, but they know I'm here now. Maybe I catch somebody there. I expect a radar here any second, so I'm going to start falling back. And I guess, airstrike is probably coming too. You can see our Georgia. He's falling back now. I think if the red battleships had seen him earlier, maybe they would have slowed down, but coming outside, they had no idea where he was. They just didn't see him. And so they pushed straight in. And at this point, we're down half our team. Definitely not good. So we're down into Grosse, Ruprecht, and now Goliath. So we're down to 5 ships. And the writing's pretty much on the wall, which brings me really to why I'm showing you this game. Sometimes it's going to become really clear, and in this case it took about 10 minutes, that there's not much chance you're going to win the game. You know, you keep trying, you keep doing everything you can, and I do in this game. But in a way, it's kind of your, I guess, an example of what, for a lot of nerds like myself, you might consider kind of a Kobayashi Maru moment. And the question then is, you know, what do you do when you don't think you have any chance of winning? Well, you do your best. And that's what I tried to do in this game. Now, obviously, my effectiveness has been very limited here. I've been facing off against radar, the possibility of airstrike, and a Smollett, which, you know, great guns, radar, heal. That's a tough nut to crack. I was really lucky, I think, to be able to help finish him off. I think I probably would have been able to finish him with guns if the Georgia secondaries hadn't, but I felt pretty good about that. So I'm taking my wins where I can get them, and in a way that to me is kind of a win. So I've got to get back over here and try and help against what is going to be potentially 4 ships in our cap. You can see our Yugamo is pushing that way. He's aware of the threat. Our Mogami, I'm guessing he's throwing HE at the Musashi. No way to know that for sure. That's my guess. Now I want to avoid getting spotted because I'm guessing that the Johann de Witt is probably coming this way. You know, you can see the last known position marker shows him moving north, but I doubt very seriously that he's still moving north. He's probably following me and hoping that somebody's going to spot me so he can hit me with guns and or an airstrike. So why am I doing this, and why am I going to widespread? I need to reset the cap. The Yugamo and myself and the Halland, we create a pretty nice crossfire of torpedoes. I don't know, I hope I can catch this Des Moines here. I only really need to land 2, I think, and he'll be gone. So I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that's what happens there. There's his radar, and I'm going to throw some torps into the cap ahead of the battleships. Again, the goal here, reset the caps. Now, if I am able to finish off that Des Moines, who's going to, I hope, push forward in the hope of getting guns on me, and I'm going to use the island as much as I can while teasing him with the possibility of getting guns on me. Here comes the shot, and he did. He pushed far enough out that he's going to eat some torpedoes, and down he goes, and I go dark. And I was right about the Johann de Witt, and he did put shots on me. I think my torpedoes there might be a little behind where they needed to be. But that's okay. Mr. Shimmy takes out RCV. Why he was positioned where he is right now when he got sunk, no idea. Huge red push, and he didn't run for the border. Well, what are you going to do? Like I said a minute ago, Kobayashi Maru. You can see the torpedoes from the Yugamo. I'm just going to kind of throw them out where I think they might be when the torpedoes arrive. I have to be really careful here. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try and thread this needle between where you can see all the red ships on the minimap and where the Johann de Witt now shows up on the minimap. And try and get on the other side. Why Yugamo's pushed in so far, I have no idea. He didn't have to do that. Cleveland is pushing up. He's going to be able to radar. I'm going to have to help with Mr. Shimmy, I think. And hope that this island on my starboard side will block the Johann de Witt shots. Mr. Shimmy's trying to heal. And I've got to turn to starboard or I'm going to end up running into the island here. And I do have some cover from the shots from Johann de Witt, but you can see his airstrike is coming. I was a little late on my AA and hoping I can outrun the airstrike. Just trying to keep resetting the cap. Now I'm going to try and get behind this island and hope that'll offer me some cover. And I do land a shell there and get a defend. We're down to 2 ships. It's myself and the Megami. Now the Megami's had a great game. But he's being chased by a Yoshino, and although Megami shows full health there, that's only because he's outside of my detection range. I can't really see where he's at. He's too far away. My guess is that the Yoshino is just whittling him down. He's probably already really banged up because he squared off with some battleships. I'm going to throw one out for Cleveland. I'm going to see if I can't catch the Musashi now. I would prefer to have just sunk the Cleveland, throw both sets, but I need to keep resetting the cap, and both of these ships are accumulating cap points. If Musashi turns in, slows down, turns out, those will miss, but yeah, you can see that that's what's starting to happen. He's turning in. But I might catch the Cleveland. And I'm just trying to avoid, I'm going to get lucky here with Cleveland and get him right in the middle. I really hoped, I could have been much luckier, I guess, if 2 torpedoes had hit. And his radar is going to be on cooldown, right? So I can get a little bit closer, and I just have to hope that I can surprise him at this corner and finish him off. I've got 10 seconds till I've got another heal, but that'll have to be the last one for me. I'm going to try and reset the Musashi and hope that I can catch the Cleveland, and I do. You can see his engines are still out from the torpedo hit earlier. Go widespread on these torpedoes, one forward of his position, and since he's starting to accelerate, I'm going to get another one out there, and I'll just go ahead and use the guns. And why am I slowing down here? Well, although I know I'm taking fire from Johann de Witt, I want to make sure that the island is between me and the battleship. But he's turned hard to his port side, and he manages to get guns on me anyway. And I've got to try and go dark. There's the airstrike coming in. Just have to try and outrun it. Well, again, Kobayashi Maru. So we lose the Megami. I'm sure he did his best, and he played a good game. Plainly he did. He sank 3 ships. Musashi pushes forward, and I was busy typing and got myself detected. Not too bright. So, an obvious misplay. Now, I think the only thing in the cap right now is Musashi. So if I'm able to finish him, or even just hit him a few times, that'll reset the cap. And I'm going to try and get a little bit closer. See, Jersey Swirsky has procced his even better torpedo reload time. But we've only got 37 seconds. So even if I played the game of my life for the next 30 seconds, there's really no way for me to win this. But it was fun. I'm not even going to get a chance to reload the torpedoes. So this is, unfortunately, the end of the story. But it was a fun game. And I guess really more than anything, I wanted to show you that I'm a firm believer that whether you can win or not, just play your best game. Thanks a lot for joining me. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.